to you.
All right, guys, so we are back in the storage unit. We're going to talk about a few tools and a couple unusual repairs that I had this week. I just had to stop out here and see if there were a few parts for the red B2000 back home. This is kind of a sad storage unit. So this is actually a unit that we put together 5 years ago, two of my buddies, and this is essentially where all of our projects came to die. So you can see a B2200 back there. That's kind of just turned into my parts truck. Originally, I wanted to turbo that, and that is kind of why it's in a bunch of pieces, but I ended up just thinking I wanted to put that time and energy into the Fox body, something that's going to be worth money. I got the clean B2000, and that one is, as you know, near mint. So I've been nabbing parts off here when I need them, and I'm just going to enjoy that vehicle. I came out here just to kind of see what kind of damage control I have to do to clean up and get out of this storage unit, actually. So like I said, here's my B2200. It's on some Silverado copper painted wheels. So if anybody in the FM area would like those for a mini truck build, anything like that, hit me up in the comments down below. I'm just out here. I was going to pick up a grill that I have for the Mazda pickup because the one on the B2000 is cracked. I was going to also look for a bumper, so we're going to take care of that, and then we're going to get back and talk about a few repairs that we had going on this week. All sorts of stuff out here. That is a transmission for a four-wheel drive B2600. There are four-wheel drive wheels. I got motorcycle parts, body parts, hoods. There's the inside of the truck. I'd like to nab the steering wheel off too and put that in the B2000. But yeah, these are the wheels I'm talking about. It's just a mess out here, guys. Projects came and went and they died. All right, but this is really my favorite body style Ford pickup. I realize this one's well used, but that's how it should be. We got new, oldest, and then our hunk of crap. All right, guys, so we made it back from the storage unit, and I don't got anything too crazy this week for you, but we're just going to talk about a couple really unusual repairs. You can see that throttle body behind me. I actually had to run to the junkyard, a pick and pull. We're going to get into that, but I apologize. It's like blizzarding outside right now here in Minnesota, and so when I was in the junkyard, let's just say I wasn't having a great time, so I didn't film while I was out in the snow looking for parts. I was cold, I was irritated, but we got it done. If you have a pick and pull yard in your area, it can absolutely be a cost and a lifesaver. So we're going to get into this very interesting repair behind me, and this is kind of the beauty of working on your own. You are able to do some of these more in-depth repairs. We're going to talk about this all-inclusive electronic throttle body off a Chrysler product and just kind of the diagnostic process in general that went along with this repair. But this is kind of unorthodox, and it's nothing that you would do like when I spent my time at the dealership at Toyota. We would not have repaired the vehicle this way. We would have quoted this entire throttle body. We'll get into why I didn't do that. We're also going to talk about a few tools and resources that you could use if you're fixing cars either professionally or if you're a DIY. We'll talk about some of that stuff too. So yeah, I'm going to flip you around. We're just going to talk about this just a little bit. I think it's actually pretty interesting. All right, so if I turn you around here, you can see that we have this Chrysler throttle body taken apart. This is actually the cover off of the car that we were trying to repair. If you remember last week's video, we've been working on that Jeep Liberty for a little while, and it's got all sorts of problems. But this is actually the cover off the original throttle body that's on the car. That is a 3.7 liter V6. This is a throttle body for a 4.7 liter V8. But what I kind of found out, I'm not a Jeep guy, is that all these mounting tabs are the same. It's a little tight down here by the motor because it's physically a little bigger, but you can actually put this on a Liberty, and guys do it. They call it like a Viper swap or something like that. But we were after this piece right here, and this piece right here is going to incorporate your throttle position sensor. So if you see that little circuit board right there, and you follow the pins over here, this goes into the throttle body, and on the other side, you can see where these holes are, is your connector. Right over there. So every time this throttle cycles, you can see this little board on the top of the drive gear has some copper overlays, and that is going to read on here and give us our electronic throttle control or the throttle position sensor. So on these, it is all one piece, and unfortunately, Chrysler, I about had a heart attack, wanted $475, and that was at a discounted price for a brand new one. I went to the pick and pull for $45. I went and found this throttle body, and then instead of putting this whole entire thing on there, I opted just to swap this circuit board, being that it was the same with the one that was on the 3.7. And after that, we had no drivability or warm start issues. So this was kind of just an interesting repair, because at the dealership, you're not going to be able to do something like this. Because this cover here, you're not actually going to be able to buy this separate from the throttle body. You only buy it as a sealed unit. Even though this has tabs on it, they don't make replacement parts. So I had to very gingerly take this off without breaking any of the plastic and swap it for that other one. Like I said, those pins just popped right into the existing throttle body that we had. I tested it for 2 whole days and we were good to go. So when you're working on your own, you can kind of do some of this stuff that's a little unorthodox. It's not like a hack fix or anything like that. We were just able to save the customer some money, because $45 versus $470. And the thing was, even if it didn't work, you know, let's say that this was a used part and it was bad. If it didn't work, we were out $45 for trying. But I tested it. I looked at it on the scan tool again. We didn't have any other issues. But this is where modern cars are just getting super annoying, because it's like on older cars, you had cables, but apparently that was too easy. Now everything's got to go through a computer. So this thing is collecting data from your throttle body, and it's not easy to fix these things anymore. And even stuff like this, like a lot of the modern cars, there's actually a separate sensor on the outside that you could just replace, but that doesn't make the car manufacturers much money. So they do it like this, so you got to replace all the pieces. Pretty annoying. So this week was just full of a lot of electrical repairs, which are not my favorite to deal with. Sometimes like this, they can be very difficult to track down. If you know anything about modern Chrysler, specifically between like 2008 and 2013, they had issues with the TIPM. TIPM, being the ECU for the car, stands for Totally Integrated Power Module. They're just a really terrible design. Dodge has all sorts of problems with them. They're pretty expensive, so we built a jumper harness, tested the fuel pump relay that is inside that computer. Yes, the fuel pump relay on a lot of Chrysler products is inside this faulty TIPM, so if you need like a $12 relay, you actually end up replacing the entire computer unless you can build this jumper harness. But in this case, we ended up repairing the throttle body and getting that car back on the road. The other thing I did, I'm going to throw in here, is in this video right here, you can see that we are doing some soldering, and this is not the right solder gun to use for this, but we were making it work with what we could do. And if you went to the dealership, they would probably either send this out to get repaired, or they would just quote you a whole new gauge cluster. But you can see those LCD screens on this little video clip here, this time lapse. And what I did is added solder to those little resistors on the board. They were discolored, they were getting too hot, and the light was very dim. So after I did this, plugged it back in, tested everything, good as new. All right, so the last thing I wanted to show you guys in this video is going to be not really a tool review. If you guys want me to do more tool reviews, I know you guys kind of seem to enjoy those. They get really good views and generally pretty good engagement. Drop me a comment down below and I can do a full review comparing cheaper tools to a little bit more expensive tools. The thing is, guys, I love making videos about car stuff and auto repair and tools on YouTube here, but I really enjoy more of the vlog casual style videos. So that's what I do, because that's what I like to film the best, right? Versus doing like strictly repairs or strictly tool reviews. That being said, I'm going to talk about one more project at the end of this video, but I wanted to talk about this really cheap Harbor Freight tool set, so I'm going to flip you around again. All right, so you can see I just put shift wrench repeat on there, and this is to stay in the old F-150, the work truck, just to be used when I go to the pick and pull, so I don't have to lose any of my Snap-on Mac, even my Craftsman stuff. So you can see just kind of a basic tool set. They got kind of some home ec stuff here, I call it, but you know, you got some precision screwdrivers, some bits, we got a crescent wrench, some pliers, a locking pliers, screwdrivers, a hammer, a really chintzy ratchet. If you look at this, look at like just horrible, but it's going to get the job done. Then we move down, we got some extensions, a spark plug socket, a tape measure, a couple wrenches. Again, I can feel my knuckles busting just looking at these things. And then we got obviously a socket assortment. So the price point for this toolkit and the fact that it's all in one package made it really ideal for me to just throw in the back of the work truck. That way when I go to the scrapyard or the pull-apart junkyard, which is local to me, I don't have to take any of my good tools, and I'm going to have basically everything I need just to pull basic parts off, like this throttle body back here. But, you know, even Pittsburgh nowadays, like, this is bottom shelf Pittsburgh. Some of their nicer stuff nicer being like the Pittsburgh Professional. You get into their Icon stuff. Harbor Freight has some nice stuff now. This is obviously, like I said, bottom shelf, but I bought this at regular price, which if you know anything about Harbor Freight, normally there is some kind of discount code, coupon. Hell, you can even Google it and find deals. But even at regular price with no coupons or sale, this was just under $40. So it's kind of hard to beat for that. And like I said, if I lose something out in the pull-apart yard, I'm not going to be broken up about it like I would be in my Snap-on stuff, and then I'm not carting stuff back and forth. So this is solely going to stay in the work truck. All right, guys, last thing I wanted to mention in this video anyway is you guys have seen the old F-150, but I am thinking the box, I don't know if you guys remember, it was probably... it was a while ago, but I mentioned how I had to fix and kind of jerry-rig the box together. It's a $1,200 pickup. You can see there, I think sometimes she's kind of photogenic, but it's not in the best shape at all. I mean, the box, the rest of the truck is pretty good. The box itself is like rotting apart, and I'm scared to take the bed liner out because I think that's part of what's holding it together. Before I did the repairs, the box sides would flex so much the tailgate would fall off, one of the hinges was broken, and again, it's a work truck. Runs great, everything works, AC, heat, four-wheel drive. I just needed the box to kind of just limp me by, but it's getting to the point where I can't really use it. And this is gonna go into, like I said, I like doing vlog-style videos, and it's just what I like to do. And I got into YouTube because I'm passionate about cars, and I love making videos. If I make videos that are strictly repair, strictly tool reviews, I'm not going to enjoy it as much, so I haven't been doing that, obviously. That being said, I'm going to hit two options for you guys. The truck needs a service bed, whether that be a flat bed or just something. I need to figure something out to get a more usable bed that's not falling apart on that thing. So I'm thinking either I'm just going to do it my regular video style, kind of vlog style, maybe walk you through a little bit of it, but not like a step-by-step process. You know, it's not going to be like a directional repair type video, but if you want me to, I can make two separate videos when I kind of get to that. And this is probably going to be a few months away, but I'm going to pull the box off of the F-150 and we're either doing a flat bed or some sort of service bed on that truck. Not because I like the look of it at all. I'd prefer just to have the truck the way it is, but every box that I have found has been outrageously priced that would be color matched to that truck. I prefer the stock look like that, but for the amount of money that I would have to shell out to get a new box for that thing, it's going to be much more cost effective and user friendly, quite frankly, just to build something ourselves. It's going to be heavier duty. It's going to, you know, I could put all sorts of storage compartments. I could do whatever I want with it. So do you guys want just like one vlog style video, or should I do two videos and do one that's kind of like a time lapse, step by step, exactly how I build the entire thing? Let me know down in the comments below, because like I said, this is how I like to film videos, but if you want to see something else, I'll definitely accommodate that as well. All right, guys, so that's pretty much all I had for you today. Just wanted to go over those tools, talk about a few unusual repairs, and stuff like this is really interesting to me. That throttle body, I like doing this stuff that at the dealership, you're hanging parts. I mean, you're still diagnosing stuff, but you don't get to get into the nitty gritty like this. So this part of the journey of being a self-employed mechanic has been really fun. As always, thank you guys for watching. Drop me a comment down below. We got that ODELFI headlight and the coupon code down in the description as well. If you want to place an order with them, that also helps me out. So thank you so much for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you have not already. We'll see you next time.